The execution of women by the Nazis during World War II stands as a haunting testament to the depths of human cruelty and the perversion of power. Hitler's cult was a menace. As history reveals, the Nazi regime spared no gender in their pursuit of an abhorrent ideology, leaving behind a trail of unspeakable atrocities committed against women. From concentration camps to mass shootings, the lives of countless women were ruthlessly extinguished, leaving their stories often overshadowed by the horrors that were inflicted upon them. Delving into this dark chapter of history exposes a grim reality that demands remembrance. Examining the execution of women by the Nazis not only unearths the depths of human depravity, but also serves as a poignant reminder of the resilience and courage exhibited by those who resisted, fought, and ultimately triumphed over the forces of hatred and oppression. Why did the Nazis execute women too? The motivations behind the executions carried out by the Nazis against women were multifaceted, rooted in their extremist ideology and their relentless pursuit to eradicate perceived threats to their regime. These executions were a direct consequence of the Nazis' warped belief system and their determination to maintain absolute control over society. The Nazis categorized women as enemies of the state if they were associated with resistance groups or actively participated in acts of sabotage. Any involvement in these activities was seen as a direct challenge to the Nazi regime and its authority. Women who demonstrated bravery and defiance by joining underground movements or engaging in acts of resistance were considered particularly dangerous to the Nazis' stronghold on power. Furthermore, women who sheltered Jews or individuals targeted by the Nazis faced the same fate. The Nazis considered such compassionate acts as an act of defiance and betrayal of their ideology. Women who chose to protect persecuted individuals posed a direct threat to the Nazis' objective of achieving racial purity and eliminating anyone deemed undesirable. The distribution of anti-Nazi propaganda was another grave offense in the eyes of the Nazis. Women who actively disseminated literature or information that challenged the regime's propaganda machine were deemed enemies of the state. By spreading dissenting ideas and encouraging others to question Nazi authority, these women undermined the regime's efforts to control public opinion and maintain a tight grip on power. Expressing dissenting views, even privately, was not tolerated by the Nazis. Women who dared to voice criticisms, opposition, or dissatisfaction with the regime were considered a threat to the unity and stability of the Nazi state. The Nazis sought to suppress any form of dissent, as they perceived it as a potential catalyst for rebellion or a weakening of their control over the population. The inhumane methods of execution. The methods employed to execute women during different circumstances and locations varied. The extent of the horror was truly despicable. These executions, carried out without proper trial, subjected women to unimaginable torture and death. One such place where these brutal killings unfolded were the notorious concentration camps like Auschwitz. Within the confines of Auschwitz, hangings were distressingly common, serving as a means to instill fear and maintain control over the imprisoned population. Gallows were a haunting presence in each camp, and public hangings were frequently conducted to send a chilling message to the local community. In addition to hangings, shootings would take place, either as individual executions or in mass killings that would further exacerbate the tragedy. Another location where the gravity of these executions weighed heavily was Berlin's Plötzensee prison. This prison was solely famous for the sheer number of executions carried out within its walls. Initially, beheading with an axe was the legal method of execution, but as Adolf Hitler's power would increase, he commanded the construction of guillotines and expanded the list of capital crimes. As a result, hanging became the preferred method of execution from 1942 onwards. Approximately 20 guillotines were put into operation all across Germany, leaving a harrowing legacy of death and suffering. Plötzensee prison witnessed the grim spectacle of thousands of executions, which included women involved in resistance movements or convicted of political crime. These women paid the ultimate price for their defiance and determination to fight against oppression and injustice. An ode to pioneers of feminism and Nazi resistance. Among the women who faced execution, their stories of incredible bravery and defiance have emerged, leaving a lasting impact on our collective memory. One notable case that stands out is the tragic fate of Masha Bruskina, a courageous 17-year-old Jewish high school graduate who became the first teenage girl publicly hanged by the Nazis. Alongside two male comrades, she faced her untimely end in Belarus. The unwavering spirit and strength exhibited by Masha and others like her echo all throughout history. Similarly, the story of Zoya Kosmodemyanskaya, a Russian partisan, serves as a testament to the unyielding determination of the people. After being arrested, tortured, and ultimately hanged near Moscow, her actions spoke louder than words. She had set fire to a building, a symbolic act of resistance against the invaders. Meanwhile, in Russia, Klava Nazarova, a member of the Komsomol, played a pivotal role in organizing an underground resistance squad. However, her efforts were met with arrest, torture, and a sentence of death. Alongside Nira Ivanova, Klava became the first to be publicly hanged in Ostrov's town square. Her courage shone through as she defiantly addressed the crowd before meeting her tragic fate, leaving an indelible mark on the hearts of those who had witnessed her unwavering resolve. Driven by the cruelty of the German occupation in Ukraine, Maria Kilsiak sought revenge by plotting the murder of a German officer with Fyodor Rudenko. Despite initially being released after a brutal interrogation, she and her friends would commit another murder, leading to their capture and subsequent public hanging on June the 18th of 1943. Their actions, while born out of desperation and pain, were a testament to their unyielding spirit and their refusal to accept the injustices being forced upon their people. Lipa Radic, a Yugoslav partisan, fearlessly defended women and children from Axis forces. When captured by German soldiers, she chose loyalty to her comrades over self-preservation and would be sentenced to death. Even when offered a pardon, she remained steadfast, and on February the 8th of 1943, she would be publicly hanged in Bosnia. Her unwavering loyalty to her people and her cause reverberated as a symbol of resistance against oppression. Legacy and remembrance. The execution of women during World War II by the Nazis serves as a stark reminder of the depths of human cruelty and the lengths that individuals will go to resist oppression. These women, driven by their convictions and a desire for justice, displayed incredible bravery and defiance in the face of their imminent death. Their actions and sacrifices must never be forgotten. Today, it is our responsibility to remember and honor these women, ensuring that their stories are passed down through generations. Their courage serves as an inspiration for future generations, reminding everyone of the importance of standing up against injustice and oppression. Memorial sites, such as Auschwitz and Plzeňsky prison, play a crucial role in preserving the memory of these women and the countless others who have perished. These sites serve as solemn reminders of the atrocities committed during the Second World War, urging visitors to reflect on the consequences of hatred and intolerance. Through education and remembrance, we can strive to prevent such atrocities from occurring in the future. The executions of young girls in public have served as a deterrent, a form of entertainment, and a means to assert German control. The concentration camps witnessed both hangings and shootings, with Auschwitz having a designated death wall. Brave individuals like Rosa Robata, Alla Gertner, and many others defied their captors and faced their deaths with great courage. Plzeňsky prison became a site of numerous executions, reflecting the increased application of the death penalty under Hitler's regime.